What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg Miller from IGN.com, alongside
me,
Christine Steimer, editor extraordinaire. We're going to walk you through the new DC Universe Online Blur trailer. Of course, this is the sequel to the San Diego Comic-Con Blur trailer. In that one, Lex killed all the heroes. Brainiac then swooped in and took over. So Lex traveled back in time and gave exobites to the world after talking to some superheroes.
Yeah.
And that's actually the setup then for, DC Universe Online. All these exobites rain down. Normal people get superpowers. Let's go. As you can see immediately, we've got lots of ice here, picking up here. Fortress of Solitude. We're in Superman's home away from home. Fortress of Solitude, pause right there. There it is, the Kryptonian S. It's fallen, of course. Trouble afoot.
A little bit.
The whole
thing's sort of falling apart.
Exactly. Oh, who's this, though? Pause it for 1 second. You figure after Brainiac comes in, all the heroes are dead pretty much. Humanity's on the outskirts. They have to run to the Fortress of Solitude and try to hold up there. Here we have humanity's, of course, main savior, Batman. Of course, you don't know that right now, but you've watched this trailer before. This is not how you experience the trailer for the first time. Batman is here. If you remember when we left him in the last Blur trailer, pause right here. Left him in the last Blur trailer, right? He got a rocket to the face pretty much from the Joker while Deathstroke was beating him down.
Hence his robotic arm and messed up face.
Totally effed up face, robotic arm. Nothing can keep Batman down though, of course, so he has a strategy for everything. He had a strategy for if he ever got tied up with the lasso of truth and got hit with the giant rocket. Fortress of Solitude falling down. Brainiac's forces are invading. Everybody asked me though, who's this blue dude?
I don't know. Who is he?
This is Fracture. He's not canon at all from DC Comics. As you find out later in the trailer, he was the test subject. He was the first person ever to get exobites. So he was a normal dude.
He's like you in DC Universe.
Exactly. He's the prototype. But pause it right here. Who's this, Christine?
I don't know. Some Brainiac
Exactly.
dude.
It's a Brainiac Eradicator. You and I both know this guy quite well. We just fought him last night in the Watchtower Alert.
Yes.
He is a complete bitch to fight.
He is.
He's separating into little versions you got to fight. Anyway.
And he keeps dragging me down. It's really annoying.
It's really annoying. Anyways, though, Fracture here, showing you what some of his powers are. If you let it play, you see him actually use gadgets, right? That's one of the powers in DC Universe Online, of course. There it is.
Yes.
A gadget you can run in, attack people with. And he's about to do some stuff here that doesn't make much sense. This is cool, of course. Sure.
Yeah. Woo!
But Christine,
He's
what
got
goes
some
wrong here?
acrobatics too, maybe, with that move there. So it's slowed down theoretically, but the timer on the bomb is speeding up.
Right. The actual action is slowed, but the time on the bomb is not. It should have exploded probably in his hand and killed him, but that would make for a bad trailer.
Yes,
so Fracture goes, Lex goes. Of course, what's happening here, like I said, it's a weird timeline. I know it's hard to wrap your head around sometimes. But in the trailer, Lex went back and gave the superpowers to everybody. So right now they're trying to get Lex out with the exobites they've stolen from Brainiac. But of course, Brainiac making their moves here. And here comes Lex Luthor to lie to you. You never want to trust Lex Luthor, Christine. If you ever end up in the DC Universe, don't trust a word this man says. You would expect Batman to know better.
But what if he's your mentor?
I still don't trust him.
Okay.
But anyways, Batman has been, led into this thing. Because here's the interesting thing. Filling in the timeline is a 26-issue comic called DC Universe Online Legends. Issue 1's currently out, and it picks up pretty much right after Lex kills Superman and Brainiac invades. And at the end of the comic, Lex puts out a call saying, hey, we need to all band together and put aside. I'm surprised the Dark Knight fell for it, but he does. Runs off here, and as Batman just referenced, Fracture's supposed to go back in time.
Correct. I don't know that he didn't necessarily fall for it, though. We don't know what Batman's thinking.
Really? It seems like right now he's pretty much been duped.
No, not really. Maybe he's just trying to save Fracture. I mean, he doesn't do a very good job of it.
Yeah.
But, trying to take one for the team, perhaps.
True. But here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. The cheesiest line I've heard in any DC, and there's some poor voice acting in the game.
There is.
No offense to the people. There's some awesome one too. Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill.
Yes.
Amazing work. Cheesiest line I've seen in a trailer in quite some time. Lex, I want to thank you for giving me superpowers and always believing in me.
No problem, buddy. Here's an electric shock for your...
He calls him a lab rat. Like, you can see in Fracture's neck there, too. He kind of does a head tilt, like, what do you say? Get off me would be my first thing. And then, as insult to injury, I'm going to stomp your balls, so you can't have an open casket. However...
What kind of an open casket do you think that...
The fun ones. I go to the fun funerals, all right? You can't spell funeral without F-U-N, let me tell you. We can rewind real quick, though. There's an interesting part here. Batman sees all this, so I think he got duped. Yells at, Lex here, I'll be coming for you, which is, I think, foreshadowing for the rest of the game, right? Because DC Universe Online is an MMO, it's ongoing, and you're paying a monthly subscription fee. It's giving you content every month. I would assume that at some point, evil Lex from the future is going to show up again, and then good Batman's going to show up, and we're going to have a massive battle we have to. But maybe he won't, because the Fortress of Solitude blows up.
Explodes.
But maybe Batman's killed. Probably not.
Well, you gotta figure you thought he was dead last time when he got
Totally.
a rocket to the face.
He'll come
And
back
even
with
though
a-
the Fortress of Solitude just exploded, we didn't actually see Batman die.
Exactly. Will Fracture come back with the cybernetic balls? Who knows? That would be how he... Anyways, Lex time travels here. You think maybe he went to somewhere else? No, he went back. He went back and he didn't do what he said he was going to do. Remember the last trailer, it ends with him talking to the hero saying, I came back here to give everybody superpowers, which is the genesis of the game.
So that we have an army
so that
to
we
fight
have a chance.
Brainiac.
However, now we know he actually came back and went and talked to current Lex Luthor, who of course is evil. There's more to the story. He stopped here before he talked to the superheroes. God only knows what these exobytes are going to do to us, Christine.
I don't know, man.
What if he can just turn them off? What if that happens? You and I just leveled up, or you just leveled up to 30. We're trying to get all this tier 1 armor in the game.
I would be so pissed.
Oh my god. So this is to be continued, ladies and gentlemen. A lot going on in DC Universe Online. You are welcome to be a part of it. If you're playing on PC, have fun with that. But if you're playing on PS3, come join me and Christine on the Redemption servers. You can join the IGN Super Pals. We'll have some fun and fight evil together and see how this all turns out. But of course, for up to the minute DCUO information, check out IGN.com.